Well, good morning. This is Suzanne Hannafin with Acumen Executive Search, and I am with a dear friend of mine, Miss Alice Tang from BPG Wealth Management. Alice is a partner there and has a long tenure, and I'm so excited to have you here this morning. Thank you, Alice.
Yes, hi, Suzanne. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to wake up and see you as my first person I see this morning.
Well, and it was very interesting because you are our go-to person when it comes to our internal 401k. And then I know a number of us at Acumen use you for our retirement planning and what have you. And you have a really interesting focus because you've been doing this a long time, but your emphasis have been on women and business women. How did you kind of find this niche?
When I first came to this country, I'm talking about 30 years ago. I mean, we could have two kids. They all grown and graduated from college and MBA, right? And that's a long while ago. I was on a dependent on a work visa, and given the level of energy I have at my age 60, back then I was only 30-year-old. Imagine an extroverted woman who couldn't work. It was really hard. It was the woman around me who barely know me at church, at aerobic class, in my neighborhood, because they are the wonderful wives of those Intel exec in this neighborhood. They invite me to anything, including water gun fight with their 3-year-old kid. I participated, and that helped me to get through life, kill time, and finally find myself.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, and of course, my mom, who has been very careful in putting money away, making a lot of difference in our family's finance, has been um, somebody who inspired me to be focusing on women.
Well, and that's like the perfect segue for my first question because it's really interesting. The more I talk to leaders and the more, we dive into hiring for good, nobody's career has been a straight line. We've all taken lefts and rights, but yet there has been formative leadership experiences that you've learned from over the years. Can you share with us some of those formative, really impactful experiences?
I'm talking about someone behind him, so I hope he's okay. And his name is Jeff Owens. I met Jeff 24 years ago when I first started in the business. We didn't become partner until about 2 decades ago. Um, it was after an interview that I thought is a great interview to get him in. We were looking at about $11 million of 401k money. But we both looked at each other afterwards and said we wouldn't touch it with a 12-foot pole because something's up there. So I thought, well, he wasted or invested time in me for that hour. I would like to at least do the minimum lease to take him to coffee at Starbucks. When we sat down, after I got the coffee on the table, because it's my treat, imagine that. um, he said, Alice, I would like you to consider to be my partner.
Wow, that is amazing to take that leap of faith. And you said you were 4 years
4
into,
years into, I mean, 4.5 years into the deal. So first reaction, Suzanne, you know my personality is like, yay. I cannot laugh too hard. I cannot laugh too hard, but it's like, oh, really? I'm honored.
yeah.
So I
And
did say something that I shouldn't have said because this is like, the gold mine that land on your lap or a very wonderful wrap gift on my lap. I said, let me think about it. How dare I? But I did think about it for 9 months. This
wow.
part you didn't know.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's lack of trust in me, something to do with my self-worth, how I look at myself. I felt that maybe I'm not matching up to his level. He's like top producer. I'm like newbie right here. So I thought I gave myself the excuse, well, if I started and didn't work out, I would have ruined a friendship or a mentorship. He has been a mentor to me. So you know how excited I am getting to know people, and relationship is a big deal in my life. So I put those up as excuses of not making the decision.
Wow.
Finally, he didn't give up in 9 months. Keep touching me just like any prospect, right? If you are a good business person, you're good in sales, you wouldn't give up until somebody give you a flat no. One day, I met with someone like a consultant. I've never met him again. He wanted to give me an example of how to help people to resolve issues. So because he has no strings attached, he didn't know Jeff nor me. So I told him about what I'm dealing with. And he said, why didn't you pray for no? You've been praying for a yes, and all the way you couldn't make a decision. So I did pray for a no. What does no mean to me? I need to define. There should be a very bad weather day. The plane must crash like 9/11. Okay, a war just broke. All this. So it was a beautiful, calm day. Next day, I called Jeff and said, I made a decision. I'm coming. And then he said, what changed? I said, God was with me, telling me to pray for no. The rest is history. So which part of it has really inspired me to be a better leader is when you see somebody who has potential, you don't give up. They may need their time and their space. Just have faith in the process and it will be taken care of.
Wow, Alice, that's beautiful. And it's something to remember. And again, what a perfect segue kind of into my next question. You know, as a business partner and an owner, you employ a lot of, different people over the years, 20 years in your practice. What values do you hold personally that not only have you incorporated into your organization, but bigger?
You know, financial freedom for women is my big thing because I believe that if women are in charge of their money and feel confident and independent, the community will be better because we are making a lot of decisions anyway, financial decision in particular that I'm talking about. So two values I have, instilling hope and setting free.
And setting free.
Instilling hope and setting free. Most people who come to us, whether they have this much money or this much money, they're trying to get there. There is a syndrome, I call it fearful about not having enough. And actually, by taking people through the process, showing them the path and what they are doing is right, or what they need to do in addition to what they have done right currently, is going to get there to the finish line and beyond, is an important, hopeful building process. We're building hope. Because you don't know the end result 10 years ago. But if we can take them focus on, if you do this exactly what you need to do month in, month out, you're going to get there. So they can let go of the hiccups of looking at the future, although the eyes should be in the future, but know what you can do and control today. That's instilling hope. Setting free is naturally you feel less worried about money. So we live happier, a shoulder lighter.
Wow, that is empowering and inspiring. Thank you for sharing that, Alice. You know, and then you've built your teams. How do you go about, again, building this culture of inspiring hope, setting free with the day to day and who you hire?
Wow, that's a big question. Actually, we should refer to the expert acumen executive search. But we'll tell you what we do, and so far it worked. Any hire when we hire, I think Jeff said this, it's not me. This is the third generation company because his uncle started in the business, and then he looked at his uncle and feel that this is the right thing to do. Then bought the practice, and here we are, third generation, right? So he said, anytime when we hire somebody, we want to make sure that we can be with this person for as long as the person wants to be with us. So in other words, it's a long-term relationship. It's not hiring somebody just to, fix this. So that's super important. And then the second is everybody make mistakes. And the first thing he taught me when we first started is, and of course, mistakes happen, is that remember, Alice, you and my name is on the door. Whoever in our team make a mistake is our mistake. So we'll step forward and handle it instead of like, so-and-so did it. I'm here to picking the mess. No. We made a mistake. The company made a mistake. We're going to fix it. Or the company did well. It's because of the team. Now get them up on the stage. We're behind them.
I love that. It's so interesting. I was speaking with, I can't remember who, but I truly believe that one of the best qualities and values that a leader can bring in is humility. And you just highlighted it perfectly, right? In that example, that it's not about you or about them. It's about the kind of the greater good. And how do we lift up again? Very, very nice. So I would be remiss if I did not ask you this, Alice, but this is Hiring for Good podcast. So what does hiring for good mean for you?
For us, BPG Wealth Management, I think it's about the legacy. You heard that 3 generations, you saw all of us, you knew all of us because you were coming to our parties. When we hire someone, we are just wanting to have the person be able to add to the culture and the legacy that we have built. And people come and people might go for their own reason or different reason, move out of the state. We can't help it, right? But the point we're trying to make is we have a legacy we're building for BPG Wealth Management. And because of the good things we do, we hope that the community become a better community. Because a lot of things are entangled with money. If you can sort out money, make it simple, doable, achievable, people are not as crazy as today.
Yeah, absolutely. So Alice, I'll give you a little bit of time to kind of tell me who your ideal client is and why are they your ideal client?
Because we have 4 lead advisors in the office, everyone is specializing in a special area, as you probably noticed. I will only tell mine, right? Who is attracted to me? People who are attracted to me are brilliant, high achiever female who is either a top exec or a business owner, like Suzanne Hannafin, who is brilliant enough who can manage their finance only if they have time. But they don't because they're doing what they're doing really well. So they need to hire the expert to help them. And we love to be there to give them the help, the support, and the ideas and tell them where the blind spot is. And we work closely with their other team, their legal advisor and the tax advisor, so that we are not missing a bit when the world and the rules and the laws are changing so frequently.
No, and I appreciate you, Alice. I really do, because I think it is that partnership that we've always been able to do business and be good friends at the same time because of the transparency and the honesty. So I appreciate you today. And thank you so much, Alice. Your insights were invaluable. Again, what I took away from this was inspire, set things up right so you can have freedom down the road.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate this opportunity to share things that you know already because we know each other for many years, many drinks, many talks. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for you and your team and what you did well and hiring for good for many companies.
Thank you. All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Suzanne.